Good morning and welcome back to another monotype run on the RetroBrown channel in the month for RetroBrown. We are doing a monotype normal run in Gen 1 today, Pokémon Blue. And this is going to be an interesting one because again, it's one of the most plentiful types in Gen 1. Probably in the entirety of Pokemon alongside water. And yeah, this is going to be... It's going to be interesting because normal types don't have any super effective, it doesn't have anything super effective that it can hit. You have to go for the different type variations to be able to actually do super effective damage. So this is going to be an interesting one in the sense that we're going to have to really manage our TMs to find the optimal team that we can win this fight with. So what you might be thinking, we've got 10 slots there, which means I'm going to be picking up 10 Pokemon. Pokemon like Farfetch'd and Lickitung are going to be banned because they are trade evolutions. So we're going to start off with Rattata as our starter Pokemon, which also means Selena is going to be our Rattata for this game. So if you don't know who Selena is one of my longest subscribers, probably right at the very start of my channel, probably the first one that I could actually see that subscribed to me. Again, thank you for subscribing, really appreciate it, and you are the Rattata / Raticate for this video. We beat the rival, no problem whatsoever. And right in the very first routes, we have a lot of Pokemon we can actually add to the team. Well, I say a lot, we've got Rattata, but we also have Pidgey and Spearow because they are both flying normal types, meaning they are legal for this run, as per my movesets, my rule set, sorry. So we can pick up our Pidgey, and then we can go pick up our Spearow, and we've got 3 good Pokemon to be able to beat Brock with. And you might be thinking, we don't have the type advantage here, all of our moves should be resisted. Well, this all really comes down to the utility moves that we get. Our Pidgey for today is going to be TBGD, thank you for subscribing, welcome to the channel. And I don't think I've actually put you as a rival yet, so yeah, this might be a first for you. Let's pick up our Spearow, and let's just talk about the movesets that we're going to be starting off with. We're going to have likes of Tackle, Tail Whip, Leer, Sand Attack, and it's just that move there, Sand Attack. That is what is going to make Brock possible by the level cap. Our Spearow for today is going to be 1, 2, 3. I think it's actually 1, 3, 2, but either way, sorry about that. Hope you enjoy being the Spearow for today, and we will get on with the video. Selena is just taking names. I think like the Raticate line is extremely underrated. It's honestly one of my higher tier in runs. I think Raticate landed itself in the A tier on my solo runs, and Rattata on its own managed to get into the B tier, which is honestly really high for a first stage evolution Pokemon, and the fact it's also a Route 1 Pokemon as well. We're going to get as many levels as we can up against the trainers in Viridian Forest, because we want to have those levels for when we get through to Brock. We want to actually be pretty much close to the level cap, and the last trainer we'll go against is going to be the Light Years trainer, where we can get a bit more experience for our Spearow. The Sandshrew is a bit of an issue, which is why we go into our Pidgey and use Sand Attack. We're going to use the Sandshrew's tactics against itself. As long as we can get our Sand Attacks up, get that accuracy right down, we can make this an extremely easy fight for us. And that is pretty much the strategy we're going to be going for when it comes to Brock. We start off with the Pidgey, we lower its defences, we lower its attack with Growl as well, so it can't do much damage even if it does hit. And that should be the strategy that gets us through this fight well before the level cap. So we're going in this at level 11 on our Pidgey, and straight away we're going to set up our Sand Attacks. Once we set up all 6, we're going to switch, and we're going to switch straight into our Spearow to get the defences down. But we've also got Growl there on our Spearow, so we can get its attack down, just in case it does get a few hits in, as it does there. And once it's at -6 attack, we will start leering it down, because that's how much damage Peck does without any Leer. We do get critical hits quite a lot, but yeah, we're going to use a few Leers in a minute, because we just weren't doing much damage to it. We were getting a few critical hits, which was good, and it start getting a few tackles creep through. The one thing that you might want to bear in mind, Geodude also does use Defense Curl, so it might actually not be worth our time to use Leer here, and just try and whittle it down just with Peck, 'cause it's not going to hit us with -6 accuracy. And it's not going to do much damage even if it does hit. When we finally take it down, we switch back into our Pidgey to set up the sand attacks once again. Now this is a bit dicey, we need to get all 6 set up before our Pidgey gets taken down. And thankfully he does go for a bite, which means we can get all 6 set up, switch back into our Spearow, and from here we'll actually start leering. We don't want to get hit by Bide, we don't want to get hit by Tackle. Even if we get hit by Screech, that's the reason why we're going to be using Growl here, so we can actually reduce its attack in case it does get a hit off in any circumstance. When its attack and defense and accuracy are nerfed into the ground, this is when Spearow will now start pecking away at it. It still doesn't do massive amounts of damage. We do take damage from Bide because that it doesn't count for accuracy drops. It will still hit if you've hit him. And from there, we'll let the Pidgey take the hit and then switch into our Rattata with Quick Attack to get the last 2 hits on the win. So there we go. That's a first time victory against Brock as a monotype normal team. And yeah, if we didn't actually have the flying types here, I don't think we'd have actually done very well. On the next route, just on the way up to Mount Moon, we're going to pick up our 4th team member, which is Jigglypuff, the singing Pokemon. And we're going to call this one Squad for Squad 90, one of my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you enjoy the video. So, we've got 4 Pokemon to work with, and we can pick another one up pretty quickly straight away. So the next normal type Pokemon that we can pick up is going to be a Clefairy, which, in my opinion, no offense Squad 90, but Clefairy is far superior. When I did solo runs with both Clefairy and Jigglypuff, Clefairy on its own got itself into, I think, the A or the S tier. It was honestly insane. Jack Ruby, you are going to be our Clefairy for today. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you enjoy the video. Immediately, of course, we can also evolve both our Jigglypuff and our Clefairy. I'm going to go for the Wigglytuff first, because even though it's not more powerful than Clefairy, it does have quite a bit of bulk with its HP stat. So we can work, by getting it leveled up as soon as we can get more HP on it in the later game. We've got quite a lot of Pokemon that are going to be coming up to its first evolution stages soon. Pidgey will evolve at level 18. Rattata will evolve at level 20. Spearow at the same level 20. Clefairy as soon as we can find this second Moonstone right here. So we've already got 2 fully evolved Pokemon, a team of 5, and Clefable in itself probably will follow us through this entire game. It is a great Pokemon. Even better in later generations where it does get the Fairy type. But Fairy type's not a thing until Gen 6, so until then we've got to deal with it just being a mono normal type. We can teach our Wigglytuff Water Gun, which you can pick up just at the entrance of Mount Moon off to the left. And just on its own, Wigglytuff, it's paying dividends here. It does get the move Sing, which is great. I mean, it's not great on accuracy, but any move that can induce sleep is really an absolute win on our part. We get ourselves through Mount Moon, and with our team of 5, we're going to tackle Misty. So Misty, I don't think she's going to be too difficult. We don't have any Pokemon that can resist water, which means they will use Water Gun and they will use Bubble Beam. But what we're hoping for is to get the Sings off and get them to sleep as soon as possible. From there, we can try and disable moves. Disable is an awful move, and it hasn't worked in our favour there because it disabled Tackle. We'd rather disable Bubble Beam. But on its own, Wigglytuff at level 18 gets us the win because of Sing and Pound. And it, you know, I underestimated it. I didn't think it would do that well on this fight, and it's proved me wrong. So yeah, Squad 90, yeah, you've really done well there. We can then put Bubble Beam on Jack Ruby, our Clefable, because its special stat is pretty damn good. It is pretty damn good, and it gets a lot of good type coverage. So it's worth us having a Clefairy on our team, because it is more powerful than Jigglypuff line. And once we can get through the rival on Nugget Bridge, we can switch up our Pokemon, get some more experience on them. And we're doing this in pretty much the late teen levels to be able to beat the rival here. That's one thing I'm quite enjoying about the monotype runs. I don't have to level up anywhere near as high to be able to beat some of the major fights. You can switch around, you can pivot, you can try and use different move combinations with different Pokemon. It's honestly been quite enjoyable to do these monotype runs. Considering I do so many solo runs, it's a nice change up. But later in this month as well, I have got some other little challenge videos that I'm going to be doing in Gen 1. And I hope you enjoy them ones because, yeah, They were a complete shift for how I'm used to playing Pokemon. Anyway, once we get Dig from the rocket just outside of Cerulean, we're going to figure out who we're going to teach Dig to, because... Oh wait, our Pidgey's evolved into Pidgeotto. Welcome there to the team. So, you might be thinking, we've both got Spearow and we've both got Pidgeotto. So, who are we actually going to choose as our main flyer for the rest of this run? Well, we'll find that out later on, because first we need to catch our 6th member, which is the normal type Pokemon, Meowth. And I love the Meowth line, like, not just because of the anime. I think it's a great Pokemon in Gen 1. It was because of Persian's speed and the high accuracy stat, it was very widely used a lot. As we reach level 20, we can evolve both our Rattata and our Spearow into Raticate and Fearow, and our team is looking stacked, and we're not even at the 3rd gym here. On the SSN, we're going to pick up my absolute favourite Gen 1 move. We're going to go and pick up TM08, which is Body Slam. I pretty much say this every single video, and if you haven't realised that I love this move by now, yeah, there we go. So we're going to go into the next rival fight on the SSN, and we're going into this kind of booned out in a way. We're burned on our Clefable, which we can't get the Sing off. We have picked up Seismic Toss from the north of Nugget Bridge, and we do tear through quite a lot of his team just with our Clefable alone. It does go down to the burn, and our Meowth, which has been named after one of my other subscribers, which is Last's channel. She does a lot of Pokemon content as well, so feel free to go and pay her a visit. It's fun videos. I like her videos. 132 takes down the final Ivysaur, and we can move on to getting cut and given a try against Lieutenant Surge. Now, here's a big problem. None of our Pokemon so far can actually learn cut. I've honestly thought the Rattata, Raticate could actually learn it, or even Meowth could learn it. But no, we had to go and get a Bellsprout and then sub one of our Pokemon just for this fight. So we're going to go into this, and we have taught Dig to our Raticate. And this Pokemon is perfect for this gym. Dig is a 100 base power ground type 2-turn move, and it just sweeps through his entire team, and the level cap increases to level 29. We pick up Thunderbolt TM as well, which is perfect because now we've got more move coverage to think about. I think ideally what my plan is, we're going to go with Raticate for our physical attacker, and Clefable will definitely be our mainstay special attacker. But there's a form of a Pokemon that we can go and pick on this run, or at least I'm going to go and pick on this run, because there probably are more than 10 normal type lines in Gen 1. Just off the top of my head, there probably is. But we're not going to catch all of them today. I want to get a bit of variation from Pokemon that I haven't actually used all too often, really. The Exploding Hiker in Rock Tunnel becomes a bit of a problem. This is why I'm quite glad we did teach Water Gun to Wigglytuff, and it just does pretty well against these Pokemon. We're matching his level, and we make our way through to Lavender Town. Now, the rival in Lavender Tower is starting to get more difficult, considering he might have... Will he have a Gyarados? Yes, he should have a Gyarados because we gave him a Bulbasaur to start off with. I'm going to go straight into this with Thunderbolting on the Clefable. Next up is Gyarados, and again, Thunderbolt's the perfect move to use here. Annoyingly, he does take out Jack Ruby with a Thunderbolt. That's why Wigglytuff can come in, pound it on the head, and then Water Gun the Growlithe that comes out next. But this is what I mean by Wigglytuff is just not as good of a Pokemon as Clefable. The special is a lot lower, the attack is a lot lower. The only thing that is really better than the Clefable is the HP stat, which means it can bulk more hits. We don't have much work to work with against this Kadabra, so we're going to have to let it go, and then bring in Last to get a big bite on the Kadabra, and then start biting our way at the Ivysaur. And not too much longer after this, we're probably going to get our Meowth to evolve into a Persian. It perseveres, and we win the fight first time. That means we can now move over to Celadon, and I am going to pick up another Pokemon, but there's one issue about this Pokemon. Eevee is a great Pokemon when you evolve it, but when you evolve it, it becomes a mono type of that type, meaning we would actually lose the normal typing, and that means we cannot evolve this Eevee. So unfortunately, Eevee will have to stay in the box because it is just Not that good of a Pokemon unless it's in Let's Go or you evolve it. So, unfortunately, Eevee Lax, who's another one of my subscribers, you will stay in the box, but I did want to put Eevee on my team because it does get standard attack and that could be helpful. While we're in Celadon, we might as well go and gamble a little bit here so that we can actually go and get some great TMs. And this is going to take a while, so enjoy what's happening right now, but I'm going to skip to when I've actually got some coins. Hey, we got a bar. So let's go get some coins. We don't need to pick up a Pokemon, there's none of them Pokemon we can actually pick up, hence being a bug type. Oh no, wait, we can get Porygon. Hey, there's a good Pokemon. Okay, so our Porygon for today is going to be one of my most active subscribers today, and that is Sailor Emma. Thank you for subscribing again, and I hope you enjoy being the Porygon for this run. So we're going to go and pick up a few more TMs. We're going to pick up Ice Beam, we're going to pick up Tri Attack, and we're going to pick up Rock Slide, because we can probably fit those moves onto at least one of the normal type Pokemon we're going to pick up. So once we've got that, we've got TM13, which is Ice Beam. Perfect move to have. We're going to pick up TM48, which is Rock Slide. And then we'll get TM49, which is Tri Attack, which will be a great move for Porygon, really. After that, we're going to go up and Saffron up, because there is another move that I want to go and get, another TM. And that is TM29, which is Psychic, which is a few normal type Pokemon can actually learn. And I haven't decided which one I'm going to pick it on yet, but let's see how we do against Erica. And again, we have to take our Bellsprout here just as a HM slave, and then we'll fight against her. So we did put Psychic on our Clefable. We are heavily investing into this Clefable because I imagine it's going to be a great asset to our team. So once we've actually got it to sleep, we switch into our Meowth, and we're going to bite it down. I probably should have started using Screech here a bit earlier, but yeah. Screech is a great move in Gen 1 in my opinion. I know it's pretty much just like a better Leer, and it doesn't have that much PP, and you lose a turn that you could attack if you did it, but if you are setting up with a Pokemon, Leer is a great move to have, especially when you've got physical attacking Pokemon you can use. So we're going to use that strategy here. We're going to try and get that defense as low as we can before Meowth falls. After that, we will switch into Selena because she has got great attack and good speed. Hyper Fang is a fantastic move to have, so when we can get through this Tangler's binds, we will Hyper Beam it down. Yes, I have taught my Raticate Hyper Beam of all moves. That is the reason why we spend so much time gambling. But yeah, at this point, it didn't actually help too much against the Vileplume. We need to get it to sleep. Thankfully, we can count on Wigglytuff for that. And we managed to get a few pounds in before switching back into Jack Ruby for using a Psychic for the finish. That's 4 gym badges down. The level cap has gone up to level 43. And we can pick up a great HM here for both our flying type Pokemon. That is the move Fly. After that, I go back to Lavender Tower and realise I've actually not picked up the Silph Scope. Well done, Brown. So let's go back to Celadon and beat up Giovanni so we can get ourselves a telescope. And this is a great chance for Wigglytuff to show just how much utility it actually does have. We haven't even changed the moves since Mount Moon. And we're just going to use Water Gun to take down his first 2 Pokemon before trying to get it to sleep. Which it does, and it is disabled now. Now here I should have really chose a different Pokemon because each hit that we're doing is increasing its attack because of Rage. So while it's asleep, we're going to try and Hyper Fang it down. It does stay asleep, and we can get a Hyper Beam for the win. Perfect. Now we've got the Silph Scope, we can finally go back to Lavender Tower and save Mr. Fuji. It's kind of, you might be thinking, how did we get through Lavender Tower when we're all normal types? Well, that's the reason why I picked up moves like Water Gun and Psychic when I did, because otherwise we wouldn't have a chance to get through here. There's a lot of normal type Pokemon, well, as we found out, they'd have to rely on Bide of all moves to get through. Cypher, who's a bug flying type Pokemon, doesn't get any other moves apart from normal type moves. And in my solo run of that Pokemon, we had to use Bide to get through Lavender Tower. So now we're going to go and pick up our 9th team member, and that is going to be the big boy himself, the big beefy guy Snorlax. When we finally catch him, the sleeping Pokemon joins our team, and we are going to nickname him Ben Edwards. Thank you for subscribing, really appreciate you commenting on all the videos recently. Let's see how you do as a Snorlax, who's probably going to be one of the MVPs of this team, if I'm being honest. It's a Snorlax, come on. Meowth evolves into Persian, and we can head off to Silph Co to see how we do against the rival. Now we're going to switch the team up a bit. We're going to bench Persian, we're going to bench Fearow, we're going to bring in Porygon, and we're going to bring in Snorlax. So, the reason why I've benched Fearow over Pidgeotto is just literally for the move Sand Attack. Sand Attack is such a good move, and even if you set up all of your Sand Attacks, they can still hit through, but it gives you more of a chance to set up yourself before even getting into the fight. So once we've set up fully with our, well, we do get taken down, we can then move into the likes of our Porygon, where we're going to use Sharpen and then Hyper Beam. Yeah, Sharpen is an exclusive move to Porygon in this generation, as far as I'm aware. And the fact we also learn Hyper Beam as well, and we can also learn Agility, we've got a lot of coverage here for actually setting up with Badge Boost. But I'm not. I'm just going to Hyper Beam our way through this entire fight. Look at that. One Porygon is just sweeping this entire fight because of the move Sharpen. We can use Recover as well, which is a fantastic move. But annoyingly, it's just not enough to go against that Venusaur. So we're going to have to think about our next option here. And I decided to bring in the big boy himself, Ben Edward. And annoyingly, we do get Leech Seeded. But we've taught Hyper Beam to a lot of our Pokemon. I spent a lot of time in that game corner getting the coins I needed. Because I'm pretty sure Hyper Beam TM is about 5,000 coins. I've got it on 3 Pokemon at the moment. So yeah, I spent a lot of time getting coins. And I think after the second one, I decided to just hack some coins in, to be honest. So, yeah. But we also did get our Porygon there, so that was 6,500 coins. We spent a lot of time in that game corner. Giovanni is not going to be a problem whatsoever. Yes, we have taken a loss to 2 Pokemon pretty quickly, but because of the bulk that Snorlax has, we don't have to worry too much. It's got decent attack. It's just, yeah, I'm so happy to be using a Snorlax again, because I've not actually used a Snorlax since, I think, episode 8 of my solo runs, and I've missed kind of using it. I've used it in quite a lot of games. Probably one of my top 10 favourite Pokemon of all time, really. I really should do a top 10 video at some point. What do you guys think? Would you guys want to see top 10 videos on this channel from myself, in the likes of my top 10 favourite Pokemon, top 10 best Pokemon, all that sort of stuff? Would you guys want to see that sort of content? Please let me know down in the comments. And as I've been chatting there, we have evolved our Pidgeotto into Pidgeot. We've switched out Wigglytuff for our Persian because I want to see if we can do this with Persian. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to use it, so I wanted to give it a bit more of a spotlight right now. We switch into our Pidgeot, who does have Fly, and that's a powerful move, stab flying move, and it's the best flying move in the game because Sky Attack is just annoying. But Fly just has utility as well with getting around the region. So it's much better than Sky Attack in my opinion for a lot of different reasons. Apart from the reason that Sky Attack has got better attack. That's literally the only betterment it has. Our Pidgeot goes down against the Alakazam, leading us just into our Snorlax. Takes a big Psybeam and then a Headbutt gets us the win. Level cap will now go up to level... Well, no, it won't. We have not beaten Koga. So we need to go beat Koga before that level cap can increase to level 47. We can go against Blaine. So there's a few things we need to do in Future City. We need to go and get Surf. And we can also pick up a couple of items from the Safari Zone. We're also going to pick up our last team member, which is Tauros. Because I've not used a Tauros yet on this channel, and I've been itching to. We have just used a Chansey on a recent video, and it was great Pokemon. But considering we've got a special attacker in Clefable and Porygon, yeah, I wanted to use these Pokemon now. So we're going to bench Persian and we're going to bring Tauros in, and pretty much this might be the team we take to the Elite Four. We've called out Tauros Dan Pryor, which again is one of my long-time subscribers. Thank you for continuing the support. And let's see how you do against Koga. We're just decimating him with Earthquake. This is why we went to Silph Co early, because we wanted to get the TM for Earthquake. When Tauros finally goes down, we switch into our Raticate and just use Dig. What I'm hoping for is the Dig self-destruct, but we don't get it. We just take it out with Dig. which is annoying, but because I like to see that self-destruct dig combo, but oh well. We can swim on down to Cinnabar now. We've picked up the TM for Toxic, which we might use as well. Nothing wrong with another utility move. And, well, you might be wondering how we got down to Cinnabar when we've got no water-type Pokemon. We surfed on the big boy himself. Yeah, Snorlax can learn Surf. It's a great utility move for this Pokemon to have. Especially with Blaine being the gym leader, being a fire-type trainer. Against the Arcanine, we're not doing too much damage. We are 10 levels less than it, but still. A level 37 Snorlax just swept Blaine on its own. That brings us all the way to the final gym leader, which is Giovanni. And again, we're going to have some really good type matchups here with our utility moves. So, we're going to use Psybeam on the Rhyhorn because we want to get straight through to that Dugtrio as soon as possible. We're going to set up a few Sharpens beforehand because we want to try and one-shot as many Pokemon with Hyper Beam as possible. We've got Recover to get our HP back. And once we've set up enough Sharpens, we go into the Dugtrio knowing that we will outspeed in one shot with Hyper Beam. Nidoqueen is next, and I'm just going to see how much we do with Hyper Beam. It is a one shot. We don't outspeed these Pokemon, but he's using Guard Specs. And can Sailor Emma on her own one shot, well, completely sweep the final gym leader while 13 levels under leveled? No, we can't because Stomp actually hits. Great. Let's bring in the Pidgeot. Let's set up the sand attacks and just ensure we're not going to get hit anymore. And we'll wing attack it down. Not doing very much damage, so... Wow, that Stomp did a lot of damage. Finally. Whoa, what is happening? What is happening? Oh, wow. Thank you, Dan Pryor. We had a lapse in judgment there, and that Rhydon nearly swept my team. It has been a long time since I've seen that Rhydon do anything but take out just one Pokemon. So yeah, I became very complacent there, and we nearly paid for it. That brings us to the rival to the west of Viridian, and Jack Ruby is the perfect Pokemon for this here. The utility moves we have for it managed to sweep through as many Pokemon before getting taken down, and that brings us into using Selena and digging that Growlithe into the ground. We could have just used Quick Attack to take it out there, but I was mashing A because that's what I do. I just mash A. When it comes to Alakazam, we're going to hit a big Hyper Beam, but it's just not enough to take it out. From there, we can Hyper Beam it again, and that brings us into the Venusaur. So we're going to use... Wow, that does a lot of damage. We are very underleveled compared to this. We're about 15 levels underleveled compared to his ace Pokemon here. But Tauros can learn Fire Blast. I know. I just love normal type Pokemon. I had a lot of people saying, oh, like, this is my favourite type in, like, this generation. Genuinely, consistently, I would say normal type has been my favourite type of every generation. Apart from Gen 6, Heliolisk and Helioptile are just garbage. The first electric normal type, and then I just don't see the big hype everyone likes around them. Anyway, we've brought this normal type team to the Elite Four. We are sticking with this 6, because the utility we have got, the moves we've invested into them, this is what we need to win. We're going to try and get the special drops with Psychic, and eventually take this Dugong down with, hopefully, enough to work with on the Cloyster. Spike Cannon does quite a lot of HP, and we finally get taken down by Clamp. That's not a good scenario to be in because Clefable's probably the best Pokemon for this fight. Selena goes down, we're down to Sailor Emma now as well, and this Cloyster is tearing through my team with Clamp and Aurora Beam. Dan Pryor, please save us again. She goes for a Super Potion, we go for Fire Blast, we burn it, and the burn takes down... That Cloyster was scary there. Now we just need to get through this Slowbro, because we need to hit the Earthquake on the Jinx to get it. But no! Tauros goes down, and we're down to 2 Pokemon against 3. We're going to Sand Attack it down, come on. We use Agility Badge Boost as well. I know I don't like Badge Boosting, but... we're in the back foot right now. We really need something to work. Thankfully, Sand Attack really works in our favour here. And it's 2 against 2. Jinx versus Pidgeot. We're going to fly on it, and we do get hit by a big Ice Punch, but 2 flies is enough to take it down. Bringing us into Lapras. We miss a Blizzard and get a fly off before we go down. Now here is where the big challenge comes about. Both Lapras and Ben Edwards trade blows before a Hyper Beam comes in to get us the win. Thank you, Ben Edwards, you saved that first attempt against Lorelei. Let's see how we do against Bruno. Now Jack Ruby on its own should be more than enough to actually get through this fight sweeping it. But we do get taken down by a big high jump kick. Bruno has upped his game and actually used a fighting type move for once. We can bring in Sailor who also has Psybeam, and again we get taken down. We're not going to lose to Bruno. No, I am not going to lose to Bruno again. We can take down the Onix and then just one Pokemon left, but this Pokemon has Submission. Earthquake's not doing much, Strength is doing a little bit more with a stab bonus, and we take down Bruno with our Tauros. Thank you again. Tauros is just clutching up on so many fights. Let's see how we do against Agatha. Now, Psychic is not doing anywhere near as much as I thought it would, but we are 11 levels lower than our entire team. We're going to switch to Thunderbolt for the likes of Golbat, but we are losing health very, very quickly. We get put to sleep, and yeah, we need to switch up now. We move into Selena, and immediately we get put to sleep and remetered. Selena goes down, and I'm going to have to rely on Dan Pryor again here. His Earthquake tears through the arena, taking down all of the Pokemon in pretty much one hit. The Arbok does manage to tank one, but it's too little too late, and this Tauros, 14 levels below her Gengar, her Ace Gengar, takes the win. Again, another fight that Tauros has clutched up on, but I'm really going to have to concentrate for this next one. First Pokemon that's going to be out on Lance's team is going to be the Gyarados, and again, Jack Ruby is the best Pokemon to lead our team. We take it down with 2 Thunderbolts, and next up is Dragonair. We need to hit a Blizzard, but we don't get the one-hit KO, and it does get a Hyper Beam off without the recharge turn. So you can see me wondering which Pokemon should I use here. Wing Attack is just doing barely any damage. We need to set up a Fly, or we need to set up the Sand Attacks, and now after tanking a Hyper Beam, we can get a few Sand Attacks up, meaning we can then move into our Snorlax, get a big body slam off, we get the paralysis, and there's both Dragonairs down. Aerodactyl is next, and we needed our Snorlax for this because it can tank a Hyper Beam, it can rest up, and we can use Surf super effectively. We just need one more Surf to get the... Yes, we managed to tank another Hyper Beam. That brings us through to the Dragonite, and as long as we can get a few Hyper Beams off, we should win this. I'm not sure why he's not using any attacks there until Hyper Beam. Wow, he massively set up there. We bring in Selena, and a critical Hyper Fang gets us the win. A Little Rat has beaten the strongest dragon in this region, and that brings us through to the final rival fight. Jubbles sends out his Pidgeot, we send out our Clefable, and we're going to go for the Blizzard. Can we get the freeze? We can, and Sky Attack nearly one-shots our Clefable. That brings us into the Alakazam, and we're going to try and get it to sleep, but a big Psychic takes us down. We've gone 1 for 1 now, and we're going to bring in Dan Pryor early to try and take out this Alakazam. Double Edge is a great move, 120 base power, and it's stab for us, so we're going to switch into our Snorlax as the Rhydon comes out. And annoyingly, I forget how slow Snorlax is, and Hornrill actually takes us out. And that's a big blow because Snorlax is a key player in this team. Our Raticate does its best against the Gyarados, but it's just not enough to work. 3 Pokemon left, and the next one out is Sailor Emma. We use our Sharpens, and we're going to go for the Hyper Beam. It's not enough because bloody critical hits, and Hydro Pump takes us down. We are really on the back foot here. We need to get these Sand Attacks up and hopefully set up to get through this fight. The Gyarados has been -6 on accuracy. We're going to set up our agilities, and we're going to try and take it down. Fly is just not doing very much. It's going to be at least a 5-hit KO. And then we level up as well, so the Badge Boost glitch doesn't even matter now. We use our last 2 Sand Attacks on the Arcanine, We're going to try and fly and get another win with our Pidgeot. This is the whole reason why I keep Sand Attack whenever I do these runs. It's a great move. That Arcanine didn't hit us once, and we needed our flying type to go into this final fight. We get hit by a big Solar Beam, but it does just over half. But that's too little too late. Our Pidgeot clutches up and gets us the win. Normal type, mono type run has been completed. Whew. Honestly, that was so much more fun than probably the other monotypes that we've done so far. The amount of variation, it's great. Thank you, Jack Ruby, our Clefable, for today. Thank you, Selena, our Raticate, for today. Big thank you to Sailor Emma as well, our Porygon, for today. An even bigger thank you to Dan Pryor for the amount he clutched up on this. So many fights that Tauros clutched up on. And our Hall of Fame winner there, TBGD. And of course Ben Edwards, our Snorlax. Thank you to everyone who's been a Pokemon on today's video. Thank you for subscribing. And if you'd like to be a Pokemon or a rival in a future video, smash that like and subscribe button. Let me know that you've subscribed as well, because not every person I can see is subscribed. And you will be a Pokemon or a rival in a future video. Tomorrow we are going to do an electric monotype. God, I've not been looking forward to that one. Oh, yeah, not been looking forward to that one. Let's see how we do tomorrow. Smash that like and subscribe, guys, you legends. And we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.